Okay, certificate course on e-commerce website development using WordPress and WooCommerce. Friends, this course is going to be from 30th June to 24th June, and timing will remain 3 to 5. And this is what the tentative schedules. Lot many other things are there which I could not cover up in this tentative schedule. We are going to learn each and every aspects in very great detail in this course. Today's goal is to discuss what is a CMS, what is WordPress, and what is WAMP, XAMPP, LAMP, and WAMP. This schedule is shared with you people early in the morning, so I am sure you must have gone through it. You might be learning this language PHP. Anyone having any idea about PHP programming or scripting language? Hello, am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Anyone could give me some little bit information on PHP? Okay, one more thing. Friends, which language do you prefer? Hindi, English, or Gujarati?
Sir, anyone is convenient.
Okay, very good. See, knowledge is no bar with any language. Okay. જો તમને કઈ નથી આવડતું, please ask in Gujarati. I can talk in Hindi also. Hindi bhi aati hai mujhe. And English is what are in our technical course. We have to discuss, communicate in English language. Okay, let us, without wasting time, let me not ask you question, and let me start with what I do have in today's session. Friends, as I said, we are supposed to complete what is a CMS, that is content management system. What is WordPress is one of the CMS. We will be having a lot many CMSs available across the globe, and apart from all these, we will discuss what WordPress is all about. Then before these two, we must have clear-cut idea about what is WAMP, XAMPP, LAMP, and WAMP. Without clear understanding of these four packages, it is developing website in WordPress. See, the title is developing e-commerce websites using WordPress. So developing a website in WordPress is it's kids play. Anyone can develop a website using WordPress. It is very easy. But as you are all from the engineering background or computer science background, you must be having a little bit more idea about all these packages. What is PHP, what is Apache, what is MySQL, and all this. So we will be having a brief introduction information regarding PHP, MySQL, what these packages all are. We will also discuss a static web page and dynamic web page, and then we'll move forward with all these things. Tomorrow we will be learning about how to download and install the WordPress. And see, this is tentative schedule. If I would not be able to cover up all these things, then this quiz would be shifted to the next day. If I am covering all these things in very easy, then in tomorrow in last session we will be having a quiz on what is a CMS and what is WordPress. Then the day after tomorrow on 15th, we will be discussing website setup using WordPress, how we can develop a website using WordPress and a website development. On next day, 16th, we will be exploring WordPress and enhancing website. Whatsoever the website we are creating, we will be trying to add pages, posts, categories, and lot many other things, and we will try to populate the website. We will create page, post, categories, how to create menus, and lot many other things are there in WordPress. We will explore those things. On 17th, we will revise each and everything, and quiz will be there on what we have learned till 16th. Next week, 20th onwards, introduction to the plugin in WordPress. How plugins are there, works in WordPress, that we will discuss. And we will install WooCommerce plugin. From here, friends, our e-commerce journey will start. What is WooCommerce plugin and how we can set up a store into it. See, on in upcoming sessions over here, we will be discussing setting up an e-commerce store using WooCommerce plugin in WordPress. We will start adding simple products. Then in upcoming sessions, adding group products, variable products, virtual and downloadable products, and so on. At the last, we will discuss some settings and payment gateway in WooCommerce. And at the last, again, revision and quiz session will be there. So this is what the tentative schedule of our certificate course. Let me, friends, I have shared my entire screen. I'm simply, if I'm switching from browser to the PPT, is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Friends, always feel free to ask questions at any moment of time. You can stop me, or else I would recommend you to note down whatsoever the point you are there in your mind, jot it down, and then at the end of the session, you can ask questions. We'll keep separately 5 to 10 or maximum 15 minutes for question answering session at last. And that is not the compulsion. In between also, if you are not getting any point, stop me at that moment only, and you can ask question if you are not getting anything. Okay. Now, as I said, in order to learn all these things very clearly, what is WordPress, what is a CMS, I can even discuss this stuff with a student who is learning in 8th or 10th grade. But as I said, you are from the engineering and computer science background, we must discuss few technicalities based on which WordPress and CMSs are working. And I am sure you must be knowing what is PHP, and if you are not, then you will learn in your curriculum in future semesters. So let us discuss a little bit about PHP, these packages, XAMPP, what is XAMPP, LAMP, and all that, and then we'll discuss this theory again. Friends, this is my folder. In this folder, I do have only 2 PPTs. Our entire certification course is full on practicals. We will be discussing practical stuffs only. Starting with PHP, currently I'm demonstrating this particular website. 2, 3, 5, 7 slides are there that we will discuss. And then what is a content management system, that we will discuss. Apart from these 2 things, I do have each and everything practical, which I'm going to implement, and you have to perform it on your own at your end. So prerequisites, what you will be requiring at your end to implement all the practicals, that is WAMP server, WAMP, XAMPP, LAMP, or MEMP server. So let us start straight away from the theory, very basic stuff. What is PHP? Again, before I start with it, friends, anyone having any idea about PHP? What is PHP? Can I have a little bit input from your end?
No, sir.
You are very fresh in PHP, right?
Sir, it's a scripting language
Yes,
used
correct.
for web development.
Correct, absolutely right. Janil, having any idea on this? Okay, no problem. See, friends, PHP is a server-side scripting language. Now, what is a server-side scripting language, and what is a server, first of all? Whenever you will start your computer science career, whether in engineering, BCMC, anywhere, you will start learning HTML, internet technology. You can develop static web pages with HTML. Now, if you want to develop a dynamic web pages, then you have to learn scripting language, server-side scripting language. So we do have plenty of server-side scripting languages available. PHP, which we are going to discuss in very brief, not in great detail, but in very brief, what is PHP. Then Java is also there, .NET, ASP.NET is also there, Python, Ruby on Rails, and plenty of other server-side scripting languages are available. Let us go through what is PHP. PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. It is a recursive abbreviation PHP. PHP is a powerful and widely used open source server-side scripting language to write dynamically generated web pages. Now, what do you mean by dynamically generated web pages? I will demonstrate this statement via practicals. We will implement practicals and then we'll try to understand what is this. So PHP is a powerful and widely used open source server-side scripting language to write dynamically generated web pages. Now, dynamic and static means what? Simple differentiation between dynamic and static. Friends, if you are going to surf any website, you just go to the About Us page, and over there, they might be having information when they have started their institution or business, who was the founder member of that institution. So this kind of information is never going to be changed. So that is what static information. But what is current balance sheet? What is the what is this quarter profit is there? How much loss an institute has made, or what is the progress? So these all are the things which are dynamic, like Facebook, Twitter. All these websites are dynamic websites. So with the help of PHP, we can develop dynamic websites. PHP scripts are executed on the server end. Now, what the hell this server is? Server and client. You must be knowing this concept very clearly. PHP scripts executes on the server side, and the result is sent back to the browser as a plain HTML. PHP can be integrated with the number of popular databases, including MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Sybase, Informatics, and Microsoft SQL Server, and plenty of other database management systems are available with which we can combine PHP. PHP can be embedded within the normal HTML web page, which we will see practically. Okay, so this is short description about what PHP is. And now MySQL. MySQL is required to create database, friends. If I want to develop a website like Facebook, then the user might be there. User is going to make a post. User is going to upload a photograph. So I need to save all these things. I need to store all this information. So for that, database is required. So with PHP, in this previous slide, we have discussed PHP can be integrated with MySQL, Postgre, Oracle, and varieties of databases are there. But most suitable option is what? MySQL. So let us discuss what is MySQL. MySQL is there to store database. MySQL is freely available open source relational database management system that uses structured query language. Friends, again, let me clear again. We are not going to write any sort of code in PHP. We are not going to write any sort of query in SQL. But this is what the idea is. If whenever you will develop a WordPress website, whenever you will whenever you are going to add new products in your e-commerce platform, you must be knowing how it is happening. So this is what in background, what is going to happen. This is what we are discussing. So MySQL is there to deal with database. It is most noted for its quick processing, proven reliability, ease, and flexibility of use. MySQL is an essential part of almost every open source PHP applications. These are the good examples of PHP and MySQL combines script, which are WordPress, which we are going to learn, and Joomla, Magento, Drupal. All these are CMSs, which are developed in PHP and MySQL together. Now, what is static HTML? Web pages can be either static or dynamic, which we have discussed earlier. Static means unchanged or constant, while dynamic means changing or lively. Therefore, static web pages contains the same pre-built content each time the page is loaded. Whenever you will press F5 on your browser, every content will remain same always, while the content of dynamic web page can be regenerated on the fly whenever you will enter your user ID and password. Your information will appear whenever your friend is going to enter his or her user ID and password, then his or her information will appear. So dynamically on the fly content will be generated. So that is what dynamic page is. Now we must know what is client side technology, and then we should know what is server side technology. Friends, client side technology, the client side environment used to run script is usually a browser. Whatsoever we are using, if I want to browse a Facebook, I am going to open my Google Chrome. I will simply type facebook.com. So on my browser, Facebook is going to appear. So my browser is what my client is. And so Facebook might have hosted their web pages on some server. So that is what it's Facebook's part. So client is what? Whoever is going to request, whoever is going to send a request, that is what client side. The processing takes place on the end user's computer. The source code is transferred from the web server to the user's computer over the internet and run directly in the browser. The scripting language needs to be enabled on the client's computer. Okay, now client-side technology or client-side scripting language. Friends, in normal HTML, I cannot write programming. I cannot implement programming. But if I want to implement programming, if I want to write if statement, for loop, and any other things, in normal HTML, I cannot. But yes, with the help of JavaScript, VBScript, Flash, all these are client-side technology with the help of which I can do little bit programming at the client end. Client-side programming has mostly to do with the user interface with which the user interacts. In web development, it's the browser in the user's machine that runs the code, and it's mainly done in JavaScript, VBScript, Flash, etc. Now server-side scripting language. So this is the last theory part, and then I'll demonstrate you a few of the examples to get an idea what we have discussed in these theory slides. Okay, server-side scripting is a technique used in web development, which involves employing a script on a web server which produce a response customized for user or client's request to the website. So as I said, friends, if I do have normal simple static website, then if I will simply click on about us page, each and every time same information is going to render on my browser. But with if I am writing application like Facebook, Google, any ERP, then at each and every occurrence, what will happen if I will simply press F5 key, if I will simply refresh my browser, each and every time new information is going to be loaded. So this is what written over here. Server-side scripting is a technique used in web development which involves employing scripts on the web server which produce responses customized for each and every user request. The alternative is for the web server itself is to deliver a static web page. See friends, this is a client, this is the web server, and this is what PHP interpreter. This is, see, this web server is actually going to have all these things within it only. But this is just to demonstrate, just to have clear-cut idea. We have segregated all these things separately. Otherwise, this is server, this is client. That's all. Everything is done. So if I am trying to fetch Facebook's account, my Facebook account, so from client's end, I will simply type facebook.com. So request will go to the server, and now if Facebook has written their code in PHP programming language, then what will happen? If straight away they are going to send information to the client, the browser won't understand what PHP code is all about. Browser can understand only HTML, nothing else. and few of the client-side scripting languages like JavaScript, jQuery, VBScript, and all. But Facebook have not written their web pages in simple HTML and JavaScript. They must have used server-side scripting languages like PHP, Java, .NET, Python, and many more. So a server is going to have one software called PHP interpreter, which is going to interpret whatever the Facebook has written in their code. If they want to access file, they are going to communicate with file. If they want to access with database, they are going to access, they are going to communicate with database as well as mail server. An appropriate response converted into the HTML will be reflected to the client. So this is what happening in server-side scripting language. Are you with me, friends?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let us do some practical implementation and try to understand what PHP is, what is MySQL, what is static HTML, client side and server side technology. Okay, in our schedule, we must know what is WAMP. Is this visible? I have written in Notepad++.
Yes, sir.
Okay, friends. Now, WAMP, what WAMP is? I don't know. Let me go and search. Let me go and ask to Google. Hey, Google, please tell me the full form of WAMP. Oops. Yes, full form. So full form of WAMP is, it is Windows, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. Let us not discuss Perl and Python, but this much, yes. And let us come back to our Notepad++. Okay. So friends, when I was a student, if I wanted to work with PHP, I had to search for the PHP software and I installed it into my computer. Then, as we have discussed, browser is not going to understand PHP at all. Browser can understand only HTML. Now let us do it practically. Then we'll come back to this definition and we'll try to discuss what is PHP, what is MySQL, what is Apache. So in the new tab, let me type some HTML code. Friends, I repeat again, this is very basic stuff. We are never going to code again in this entire course curriculum, in this certification course. This is just to get better idea what is going to happen inside. Otherwise, it is not needed to understand what HTML, how PHP works and everything. Okay, so I am creating one HTML, simple HTML page. Okay, this is the title, and in body, let me simply type in, say, for example, H3 tag. Hello from HTML. That's all. Let me save this. Let me save this file in this desktop in certificate course folder. Let me save this with the name, say, abc.html. So this is my HTML file, and let me go to that folder. See, this abc.html file is there. I can simply double click on this and browser can simply display this. See this, hello from HTML. Let me do right click, view page source. So whatsoever the HTML is there, browser can easily interpret it and its appropriate output is shown over here, hello from the HTML, and here the title is also appears. But if I want to write PHP code, now how to write PHP code? you guys are, I am not sure whether you are having any idea or not, but I do have some idea. So let me do that. Let me copy this and let me create new file. Say HTML head, and over here somewhere, if I want to type HTML code, I need to do like this, PHP, and in between this, I can write some PHP. So let me type say echo hello from PHP, and let me save this file. Now, as it is my PHP file, I have to save it with the extension PHP. So my file .php. So this is my PHP file, and this is what my PHP code. And we can write lot many other code, PHP code over here. So we are simply embedding HTML and PHP code together, and let us try to run this file in my browser. Same like this. This is abc.html. Now see over here, my file. This is my PHP file. So let me double click on this. This is going to open in Firefox. It's okay, no problem. See this, friends. Hello from HTML, but what about PHP code? Let me do right click on this, view page source. So see this, browser cannot understand what is this. Browser can understand only HTML. So I want to learn PHP programming language, which is not a part of our course curriculum right now, as if now. But if I want to learn PHP, what I need to do is I need to install PHP software separately. Then we have just seen that our browser is not going to handle PHP. So I will be requiring some mechanism who is going to handle this information. Scope sambhalega, and information will be converted into HTML, and then it will send back to the browser. So for that, we will be requiring a server. Normally this WAMP is known as a server, but it is actually a package. A server is called Apache. Apache is the server which is going to understand the code written into the PHP, and the server is having lot many other tasks to do. But for now, let us try to keep it up to, it is going to simply convert the PHP code to the HTML, and it will simply render it to the browser. Okay, so PHP software is required for writing PHP code. Apache will be required to implement simple conversion. If it is PHP code is there, then Apache will take care of it. MySQL. What is MySQL? If I want to create table, if I want to store data, if I want to create database, then MySQL is there. Now, as I said, when I was the student, if I want to deal with all these three things, I have to install these three softwares separately. But nowadays, it is very easy, friends. Half of my semester went into simple installation and configuration, because PHP some version is there, MySQL some version is there, new updation is coming, and it is compatible with older one or not, and lot many stuff work and configuration works there. But now, if I want to install all these three things in Windows operating system, then WAMP package is over there. If I want to install all these three things in, can anyone tell me what would be this? M stands for what? It is Mac OS. If I want to install all these three things in Mac, then MAMP package is there. If I want to install them in Linux, then LAMP is there. And what about this XAMPP? XAMPP is little bit. So X stands for cross-platform. A stands for Apache, M stands for MySQL, and P stands for PHP. But notice we do have one more extra P over there. in XAMPP package, we do have Perl programming language also available with it. So that is why Perl is also there. So this is how XAMPP. So in starting, friends, we have discussed what is prerequisites. If you start implementing practical parallelly, then one of these package must be installed in your machine. Friends, we'll take a break after 2 minutes, and you need to rejoin again after 5 minutes. Okay, so we are going to take a break at 3:30, and you are requested to join back again at 3:35. We'll take a little bit revision what all these three packages are. This is not working properly, so how to configure this, how to fix this, and how to navigate this in code through Apache server and get appropriate output on our browser, that we will discuss. And then we'll discuss what this XAMPP is. Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, Tomcat is not needed for that. Hello friends, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
Okay. How was the session? Would you like it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In next session, just after 5 minutes, you need to join again, and at 3:35, with the same link, join with me, and we'll proceed with further information. XAMPP, LAMP, FAMP, what is CMS, content management system, and what is WordPress. This is what our today's target. Thank you, friends. Join me after 5 minutes.